before going to design this boost converter, if you don't know about boost converter theoretically, don't worry about that. I will provide the link in description. You can watch in that video boost converter theoretically. Okay, it can be helpful for designing this boost converter in MATLAB Simulink. Boost converter. The name itself indicates boost means it can boost up the voltage. Nothing but it can increase the voltage from one value to other value. So for example, I am taking the 10 volts DC as the input. This is the input, and I need a 20 volts DC as the output. Okay, this is the output what I need. Okay, so the name itself indicates boost means it is depending on voltage only. Okay, here voltage is changing, nothing but the voltage is increasing, right? That's why it is the boost converter, nothing but the voltage boost converter. When depending on the current, it can act as a buck converter. Okay, it is act as a current buck converter. Okay, it is a voltage boost converter, and it is also known as a current buck converter. Okay, why? Because we know the formula P is equal to V into I. Here current is indirectly proportional to voltage, that's why it is also known as a current buck converter. Okay, so let's see, this is our buck converter circuit. Okay, here we can give the input as 10 volts here, and we give it to the inductor L, and we also connect the two switches. One is IGBT, nothing but the switches, and another one is diode D. Okay, and we connect this circuit to the capacitor C, nothing but the passive filter. Here I'm taking this as passive filter. Okay, this is passive filter to reduce the ripple content in our circuit. Okay, and give it to the resistor R. Okay, here we can get the output V0. Okay, so this is the IGBT, right? IGBT means to turn on the switch we need to give the pulses. That's why I'm taking this pulse generator to give the pulses of this IGBT. So for this circuit, to get the output voltage as like this. Okay, V0 is equal to 1 by 1 minus D into Vin. Okay, here D means what? Duty cycle. Nothing but the D is equal to, we can also known as T on by T on plus T off. Nothing but the on time by total time. Okay, of which one? Of this switch IGBT. Okay, to simplify this one, we need a output voltage 20, right? So for that purpose I am taking the duty cycle is 0.5. so here I am taking D as 0.5. so that's why I am getting 1 by 1 minus 0.5 into 10. That is nothing but the 20 volts I am getting when if you apply the 0.5 as duty cycle. Okay, now let's connect this boost converter in MATLAB Simulink. We just need one DC source and inductor and two switches, nothing but one IGBT and diode, and then one capacitor and one load. Okay, now connect. Open your MATLAB and go to Simulink and open blank model. So this is the blank model. Here we can connect the circuit. Okay, so first take the elements, go to library and take the elements what we want. First of all, input sources DC source, right? So go to Simscape, Power Systems, Specialized Technology, Fundamental Blocks. Here you can get the sources, elements, missions, measurements, all. Okay, now go to electrical sources. What we want? We need a DC voltage source, right? That is the input. That's why I'm taking the DC voltage source. You can directly add this to the blank model, or you can use the shortcut Control I. And what we need an inductor, right? So go to elements, take element resistance. Here we have the combination of series RLC branch too. So take that one. What we need a IGBT and then diode, right? So go to power electronics. Here you can get the diode and then IGBT. Okay, take these two. And then what we need? We again need a capacitor and resistance. We already take the inductor. Here you can get those two. Okay, and then what we need to measure the output voltage? You can take the voltage measurement, right? So go to measurement and take the voltage measurement. So to see the waveform what we measured, okay, take the scope. Okay, to see the waveform, take the display to see the value of that one, nothing but in integer format. Okay, in waveform format you can take the scope, in integer format nothing but the number format you can take the display. And what we need? We must need a power GUI block. Okay, without that one we can't run the circuit. In fundamental blocks you can get the power GUI. GUI means graphical user interface. Without this one we can't run our circuit. Okay, and now connect our circuit as per our circuit diagram. So our circuit is discrete, right? That's why I'm taking the discrete mode, power GUI in discrete mode. Okay, and connect our circuit as per our circuit diagram. First of all, take the DC source, right? So take the DC source as input, and then what we need? We need a inductor, right? Okay, to connect this one we need a inductor. So take only inductor and connect to this. Okay, and I'm taking the inductor as something 3 millihenry, 0.003. Okay, 0.003 henries, and again I'm connecting it to the diode, and then take switch also. You can rotate this one by using the control R command, control R, that's it, and connect to the input and also connect to the emitter. Okay, now connect this to the capacitor. So take the right click and drag and use the command control R to rotate this one. Okay, take capacitor only. Okay, and I can take the value as something like 0.006 farads and give it to the two switches, and take the resistance load RL. Okay, so take only R for resistance and connect to the capacitor. That's it. This is our boost circuit. Now to measure the output voltage, connect the voltage measurement parallel to the load, like how we connect the voltmeter in our laboratory. Okay, parallel to the load, right? That's why I'm connecting the parallel to the load. And to see the waveform, take the scope, and to know the value of the output, take the display. If you want to measure the input also, take measurement into the input also. So connect the input voltage measurement to input also to measure the input voltage, and you can also connect to the scope to see the waveform. If you want to see the both input and output waveforms in one graph, take the another scope, double click and go to settings and make the number of input ports as 2. Why? Because we want to see the two waveforms in one graph. That's why I'm taking the input ports as 2. So first is I'm giving to the input, and second one is I'm giving to the output to see the input and output voltages at the same graph. Okay, so now I want to give the input is 10. Why? Because our theme is to convert the 10 volts to 20 volts, right? That's it. To turn on this IGBT, we need a pulse generator, right? So go to library and again take the pulse generator. You can get in the sources, you can get the pulse generator. Okay, to turn on, to turn off the diode. So connect it to gate signal. Okay, now take the here time period. Okay, actually it is a time period in seconds, but we know the switching frequency like kilohertz. Okay, so time period is nothing but the reciprocal of frequency, right? Nothing but the t is equal to 1 by f. That's why I'm taking the 1 by f is nothing but frequency. So I'm taking the 2 kilohertz, nothing but the 2000 hertz. Okay, so and I want to put pulse width modulation as 50%. Why? Because here I want to take the duty cycle as 0.5, then only we can get the 20 volts, right? That's why I'm taking the 50% pulse width modulation. Now run your circuit. Yes, here in the output we are getting what? 19.43. That is nearer to 20, right? So actually we are not getting the exact value. Why? Because here we have the power electronic switches, right? So to turn on these power electronic switches, we need to apply breakdown voltage. Nothing but the we can lose some voltage. That's why I'm not getting the 20 volts exactly. But 19.43 is near to 20 volts, right? That's it. So for example, if you take the duty cycle as 0.25, what will happen? If you take the duty cycle is 25%, what will happen? Let's see. So actually here I'm only taking the 0.5, right? So instead of this one duty cycle, I'm taking the 1 by 1 minus 0.25. Now let's see what happened, and what we get. We get the 13.33 like this. Okay, so now and here I'm taking the pulse generation as 25. Okay, so let's see what happened. Now run your circuit. Yes, here the output voltage is changed, right? From 20 to 13.6. It is also nearer to 13 volts. Why? Because I'm taking the 0.5 as 0.25 and I am applying as 25% pulse width modulation. That's why I'm getting the 13 point something. So that is the change in duty cycle value. Okay, this is how we boost the 10 volts into 20 volts, and we can also boost this 10 volts to 13 volts, and you can also boost this 10 volts to 25 volts. Like you can change the pulse width modulation. That's it. So if you want to see the input, open this scope, and here we are giving the exact 10 volts DC, right? This is the exact 10 volts DC. Okay, that's it. And if you want to see the both input and output waveforms as one scope, just open this scope. Here you can get the input is this 10 volts, right? Nothing but the yellow color indicates the input, and output is here. We are getting the 13 point something. Okay, if you want to get 20 volts, take the pulse width modulation as 50, then you can get the just near to the 20 volts. Nothing but 19 point something. Okay, so let's see scope 2. Then here you can able to see the input and output as one graph. This is the input yellow color indicates, and this is the output blue color indicates. Here you can get the 20 volts. When if you give the only 10 volts, that's it. This is the how our boost converter works.